On this 50-point inspection, I have two beers from Deciduous Brewing Company. They're out of Newmarket, New Hampshire. And what I have is their littles and their bigs. So, not much information on these beers other than littles is an American IPA. An IPA. It doesn't say it's an American IPA. Just an IPA, 6.6% ABV, brewed with American and Australian hops. No can on date. Don't know. I have had both of these beers in my fridge for the past couple of weeks, and I think that they've probably been sitting at the packy for a few weeks or so prior to that. So I'm pretty sure these are over a month at least. Hoping that they're not too old and going to affect any of the flavors. The BIGS is a double IPA coming in at 8.4% ABV with American and Australian hops. Do not know what hops exactly are being used in either one. They're the exact same, but I like the color combination. Kind of reminds me a bit of Halloween, orange and black. But also coming up, we're going to be coming into spring here at some point, and spring training should be starting up with baseball, so you get the littles and the bigs as well. So here we go. Anyways, it's going to be a double 50-point inspection. So sit back, relax, tip one back with me maybe. But let's start with the littles first. I'm going to pour this into my white treehouse glass. The bigs will be going into my black spyglass. Okay, so we look at them. They're kind of similar. The head on littles is not as big as the one on bigs, but they are both white and frothy. The bigs is a bit frothier, tighter bubbled. The color of the littles is a nice kind of orange. It's got a haze to it, but it also has like kind of a liquid look. So it's just more on the haze side. The BIGS is also an orange, but it has more of that murkier appearance. They're both opaque, but this one just looks like it's got like a thicker, murkier-esque, more protein built into the body. So that's the appearance. This one does look thinner, but it is a lower ABV as well, and a higher ABV on this one. All right, so let's start with the aromas on littles. It's got a good distance. I do get some kind of it's piney, citrusy kind of. What was that? Yeah, it's peach, gummy, the gummy worms. A little bit, yeah, so peach gummies and like a tangerine, nectarine. Tangerine. It's more tangerine. A little bit of a malt sweetness, maybe a touch of breadiness. So yeah, pretty good aromatics. Liking it. Let's dive on in now. Continuing with the littles. Cheers. All right, it's got a lighter side body to it. Carbonation's on the lower side. It's not super spritzy. I'd say lower side of medium on the carbonation. It does have a fairly soft, smooth palate to it, which is nice. There's plenty of malty breadiness in this as well. That's a real surprise. I like it. Kind of has that gummy, peachy with tangerine. There is a touch of a caramel out of this. I'm not a big fan of that. Bitterness is very mild. Yeah, flavors follow kind of along with the aromatics out of this one. The aromatics a little bit better than what the flavors are, but still very, very easy to drink. Like I said, it is on the lighter side on the body. Yeah. All right, so alcohol at 6.6%. Well hidden. All right, let's get some sniffers on this BIGS now. Doesn't seem to be as much distance. Ooh, it definitely has the gumminess. Kind of the gummy candy. A little touch of like sugared grapefruit. Kind of berries. A little bit more on the berry side. Once again, yeah, gummy candy notes. So they got to be using some similar hops. I mean, they're both U.S. and Australian. Maybe I can look these up. Not sure what I'll find, but hopefully I'll find some information on them. Yeah, a little bit of maltiness. All right, let's dive on in now for a swig of this one. Cheers. So a bit more of a like a medium to a medium full body with this one. It still has a soft palate to it. Carbonation once again on the low side, medium. I'd say a little bit more bready malt sweetness out of the BIGS. There is a bit of like an herbaceousness to it. Touch of a citrus tone. There's yeah, kind of like an herbal cabinet spice. All right. 8.4%. I mean, this one definitely drinks bigger. It's got that fuller body feel. It fills you up a bit more. A bit more stickier on the palate too. And yeah, I'd say it does drink like a bigger beer, but once again, alcohol 8.4%. Well hidden. Similarities between these: they both have very soft palates to them. The carbonation level is about the same. Some of the aromatics are somewhat similar. Flavors a little bit different. All right, let's go ahead and give these a score. Okay, I am back, ready to give out these scores here. We got on Untapped for Littles right now, 991 ratings. This beer averages out at a 4.06 out of 5. Round that to a 4.1, right? Which pretty put this at a very good on my scale. Let's see. I gotta now try to find BIGS. Let's go back. Let's do BIGS. Alright, BIGS on Untapped. And it just says everything that I already read off the can. There's no information on this at all on Untapped. Anyways, I didn't look under the website itself. So out of 1,102 ratings, so more people rated the BIGS than the Littles, this beer averages out at a 4.17. We can round that up to a 4.2, and that's out of 5. On my scale, would put this as a very good beer. So we got 2 that kind of rate as very good on Untapped. Now, let's go through my own scoring on these. On the appearance, I gave Littles a 6 out of 6. I suppose I can pour more in here too. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. We can cuvee them. They're about the same. I can cuvee this at the end. So wait around for that. Maybe. But anyways, appearance 6 out of 6 for Littles. I gave it a 6 out of 6 for the BIGS as well for the appearance. On the aromatics, I gave Littles a 7.5 out of 10. I gave BIGS a 6.5 out of 10. On the flavor score, I gave Littles a 15.5 out of 19. For BIGS, I gave it a 15 out of 19. I think there's just a little bit of a better aftertaste on Littles. Pretty similar, but I think just a bit more of the citrusy note actually kind of shines through and lingers on a bit with the Littles. The BIGS kind of has that kind of herbal, spicy note that kind of is there. So the body, I gave Littles a 5 out of 5. I gave BIGS a 5 out of 5. And for my overall, I gave Littles an 8 out of 10, and I gave BIGS an 8 out of 10. Which is going to leave Deciduous Brewing Company's Littles with a bumpy 42 out of 50, which will land this as a very good beer. And it's going to leave BIGS with a bumpy 40.5 out of 50, which lands it between good and very good. Rounded everything else up, might as well round this up to, like, say it's a 41. So very similar scores on Untapped, very similar scores for myself as well. I liked Littles a bit more than BIGS. So let's cuvee now. Might as well just pour that in there, and then we'll mix it back into this one. All right. There we go. Yes. Nice. Aromas now. Yeah, good distance. Oh, it's a mix. It's still got all that gumminess. There's lots of gummy worm in this. It's what I can kind of... Gummy worms, gummy beers. I mean, there's almost like a cherry note to it because of all the gumminess. Yeah, you kind of get the gummy tangerine. There's still a peach note, a bit like a very sugary grapefruit, like a candied grapefruit. Malt sweetness. Cheers. It's formed this mouthfeel. They're both of them very smooth, so it's very smooth still. Carbonation's still on the low side. It's formed this almost liquid bubble with a heft in the middle with the body. It's almost like there's some kind of weird separation with the way that it feels on the palate. It's interesting. Flavor notes. It's got some of that gumminess still. There's tangerine, a little bit of peach. And then it does have that kind of herbal spiciness coming from the BIGS. So I'd say the Littles kind of throws in more of that kind of citrusy note to it, which is nice. It kind of works well with what the BIGS is giving. So the cuvee, I'd say lands it right, probably close to what the Littles would have scored. So right around a 42. It's nicer. It works pretty well together. These two team up. Anyway. That's it. That's all, folks. Yada, yada, yada. So, thank you all for watching. Cheers.